The Politeness Test. In a sunny forest lived a little bear named Barnaby. Today, the forest school was having a special politeness test, and Barnaby was both excited and nervous. He held a thick book and read aloud. "You must say please, thank you, and I'm sorry," Barnaby thought to himself. "If I memorize all the rules in the book, I'll surely get first place." Mama Bear packed Barnaby's favorite honey sandwich and said gently, "Barnaby, remember, true politeness comes from the heart." Barnaby nodded, but his mind was still on the test. Barnaby put on his school bag and hurried off to school. On the winding path, he saw Timmy the turtle crawling very, very slowly. Barnaby felt very anxious. He whispered, "Oh, hurry up! I'm going to be late for the test." He almost tried to squeeze past him. Suddenly, Barnaby remembered his mother's words. "A polite child knows how to wait patiently." He took a deep breath and slowed down. Barnaby smiled and said to the turtle, "Good morning, Timmy." "Don't worry, you can go first. I'll walk behind you." Timmy turned his head and said gratefully, "Thank you, Barnaby. You are so polite." After saying goodbye to Timmy, Barnaby continued on his way. Suddenly, he heard a sobbing sound. It was Pip, a little bird, standing under a tree, looking very sad. Barnaby ran over and asked, "Pip, what's wrong?" Pip pointed to a basket on the ground and said sadly, "The berries I picked for my grandma, they all spilled out." Barnaby glanced at the school in the distance, worried he would be late for the test. But when he saw Pip's tears, he decided to stay and help. He said gently to Pip, "Don't cry, I'll help you." Barnaby bent down and carefully picked up the berries, one by one. Soon, the basket was full of red berries again. Pip's tears turned into a smile. "Barnaby, thank you so much. You've been a great help." He was finally getting close to school. Barnaby could see the school's roof in the distance. But then, he saw Rosie the rabbit sitting listlessly under a tree, rubbing her rumbling tummy. Barnaby walked over and asked with concern, "Rosie, are you okay?" Rosie said sadly, I woke up too late today and forgot my lunch. I'm so hungry." Barnaby thought for a moment, then took out the honey sandwich his mother had packed. It was his favorite lunch and it smelled so good. Even though he was getting hungry too, seeing poor Rosie, Barnaby didn't hesitate to break the sandwich in half. He handed the bigger half to Rosie and said happily, "It's okay, you can have half of mine. Let's share." Rosie took big bites of the sandwich and said with satisfaction, "Barnaby, you're such a good friend. This is the most delicious sandwich in the whole world." When Barnaby arrived at the school gate, panting, the school bell had just finished ringing. Professor Hoot, the owl principal, was standing there with a smile. Barnaby said nervously, "Professor Hoot, I'm sorry I'm late. Has the politeness test already started? Can I still take it?" Professor Hoot said gently, "Don't worry, Barnaby. Your politeness test is already over, and you got the highest score." Barnaby's jaw dropped in surprise. "Huh? But I haven't even seen the test paper." True politeness, Professor Hoot explained, isn't about answers on a piece of paper. It's about caring for others from your heart. On your way here, you knew how to wait patiently, you helped friends in need, and you were happy to share. You did all of those things today. That is the best display of politeness. Just then, Timmy the turtle, Pip the bird, and Rosie the rabbit arrived at school. They gathered around Barnaby and said loudly, "Thank you, Barnaby." Rosie gave him a big hug. Barnaby understood then that the best grade wasn't a score on a test paper, but the sincere, happy smiles on his friends' faces. From that day on, he became the most popular little bear in the forest.